All right, perfect. We will go ahead and get started. So first thing for today is just to run through a demo of the self-hosted, or sorry, not self-hosted, SaaS paid sign-up flow. Um, Alex and Nicholas, I'll let the both of you take it away.
Cool. All right. Well, I'll share my screen to start with. All right. Okay, so for the SaaS paid sign-up flow, Nicholas and I made adjustments to the about GitLab.com and to GitLab and to customers, all three sites. I'll start with the way the customer enters. It's through about GitLab.com. I'm running everything locally, by the way, because not everything has been merged yet. But this is how it will be looking once it has been merged. So when a customer clicks on pricing and sees the different plans that are available, the buy now links now redirect to the GitLab instance instead of the customer's website. So for example, if we click on silver, I go to my localhost GitLab instance. And since I'm not signed into GitLab, it asks me to register, which I will do now. By the way, this is the new sign-up flow that we already implemented. There's just a little bit of change. The first name and last name have been divided into two separate fields. So once I'm registered, it asks me my role and if I'm setting up for a company. Let's say no, for instance. So I'm setting up for a personal plan here. It automatically sets the number of users to 1 and it pre-selects the group, the plan I chose, in this case silver. I can still change it to bronze or to gold. The summary details on the right reflect my change. If I continue to billing, I can select the country here. Let's just fill in my own address. Currently, this is loading an iframe from the Zora Sandbox API with the style sheet included. So I can fill in everything here without actually being built. I have to use this card number, otherwise Zora won't accept it. And for example, if I make mistakes in this field, I will get validations from Zora. I can confirm the purchase. It redirects me to a signed in state, and I can review my actual plan that I bought here. It says I'm currently on the silver plan. I can confirm that by going to my local customers page, which I can sign into because it has got my OAuth token. So if I click my account, I see here everything that I just filled in, including my including the purchase I just bought, the silver plan, and also the credit card info. Okay, so this is for a personal plan. Maybe I can do the same thing now for a company.
So,
Yeah,
quick
go ahead.
question, just on the last flow.
Sorry,
What did
what's
the
that?
user What did the user pay for? Did they pay for a group?
No, it paid for the personal license. So the namespace the plan was applied to was for a user, not a group.
Got it. And is it different in this flow?
Yeah, so in this flow, I'm going to click gold here. I still register as, well, somebody else, but make it as 2.
Quick question: if you use the same username this time or the same email, that flow will redirect you to sign in?
No, this is actually the register page. So if I'm already signed in, there's a link here. If I already have an account, I can sign in through this page. And then I can use my existing credentials. But if I do not have an account yet, which it assumes because, well, I'm not signed in. So I'm going to click yes now for setting up as a company. Then it will automatically show the page for multiple users. So I have to provide my my company name here, which is reflected on the right side in the summary. By the way, if I do this on a mobile screen, let's see, it will look like Kevin designed it. Oh, it's really small. You can see it. That's a bit too small, I think. Let's continue. So if I, for example, buy 20 seats for my organization, one thing that you can't see now is the summary, which should be at the bottom here. So at any time, I can see the summary here. I also can go back and edit the existing pages. Let's go back to the desktop view. Now, once I click confirm purchase here, it will redirect me to the edit group page. There's Kevin designed a custom edit group page. I'm still working on that, so it's not finished. So what it will do right now, it will give an error. Your card was declined. Oh, I forgot to. instead of the page that Kevin designed, we're now going to the existing group edit page. So I still see my group name here, and I can edit it here. But of course, the intention is to go to a custom group edit page. But you can still see the seat has been applied, so 20 seats for the gold plan. And if I log into the customer's application, it automatically signs me in through the OAuth token, and I can, that's just the Alex Barris.2. And I can see my purchase here, 20 seats for the gold plan. Yeah, so the whole flow is currently finished except for this group edit page. But I think in the meantime, the existing group edit page will suffice. I think it's not a blocker. What do you think, Jensen?
Well, the only thing that I would say is that the intention of the single person sign up too, like the difference between I'm signing up for a company and I'm signing up for a person, is just the copy on that group edit page. So we shouldn't be signing anybody up for a namespace. Everybody should have a group.
Okay, but so if I'm signing up not for a company but just for myself, we should create a group as well?
Yeah, it's just a group of one.
Okay.
Yeah, and the reason is because you're missing a bunch of features when you sign up for that namespace package, and those users end up not knowing what they're signing up for and calling support and asking for refunds. The namespace packages also like hardly ever upgraded. They churn out a lot at a higher rate, mostly because you don't really understand what how to configure it or like what features you're getting. So the intention of this flow is to make it so that everybody signed up for a group. And so that group edit page, the copy on that group edit page changes based on the answer.
Signing up for a company or for myself. Okay.
Yeah, and also that question is phrased slightly differently in the final designs. I think Emily, I can't remember exactly what the question was, but I know it's like I'm signing up for GitLab for myself or for, I can't remember.
Yeah, it's for myself or my organization, I think. Versus is it a company, yes or no?
Right. So do you have those designs handy, Emily? Can you share your screen?
I don't, but I can try to find them.
Or the Envision?
I have it.
Okay.
Wait. I think this was the latest.
Let's see.
Sorry, the screen is afterwards. It's the last one.
Okay. So let's just walk through this for 1 second. Let me exit full screen mode. I'm going to share my screen and we'll walk through it. Okay, so this should be the latest, but so this is the registration page once they click on a paid package, and I think on ours we're missing this updated design and the social sign-up links, which is fine. But like for now, we can launch without it. It's not absolutely required. Then user fills out their information, accepts privacy stuff, fills out their first name and role, or the first name, last name, and role. We don't need the full name. Then this is the question: who will be using GitLab subscription? My company or team, or just me? All right, so let's select just me. Okay. So this changes the way that this checkout page is rendered because they clicked just me. So in this case, this is already done, and they can just edit it, right?
Okay.
Because we already know that the plan that they want and the number of seats that they want is just 1. Okay. And so then they enter the name on the card. They don't have to fill out their organization because we don't actually update this over here.
That's part of the,
They don't actually have an organization.
that's currently implemented already, yeah.
Yeah, and then they can switch to company or team if they want to, and it updates the page to this version.
That's currently implemented as well.
Okay, cool. So they enter the name on the card, blah, 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 whatever. They enter, and we know that this is switched, which is for technical reasons. All right, and then they get here. And in this case, we've used their name to create their group, but they're still creating a group.
Okay.
And then they go on to get started. So that is the only difference between these, those two. The only difference between those two flows is the way that we render the summary over here and the way that.
I'm sorry, the summary is the same, right? Just the wording of my organization's
right. Correct.
description. Yeah, that's already implemented.
Yeah, and then the way that we generate their group name. Those are the only two things that are different.
So if you always create a group, how can we pay for a personal plan at all?
Yeah, I mean, this kind of deprecates that, although you can still do it through the customer's app.
The idea is it's a soft deprecation of that. We know that people that sign up for it are generally confused about it and they don't get all the features anyway. Eventually, we would like to fully deprecate it, but that'll require a lot of work in transitioning people that currently have namespace plans. So this is just like a soft deprecation, basically discouraging people from doing it.
Yeah, we just we don't want people to sign up for a plan that we know it is confusing and that they don't get the full value of.
I see. Didn't know that. Okay.
Me neither. So, yeah. Let's see.
In the step which you're currently looking at, this is where the group's actually created, right?
No,
Well, the group
this is where we edit the group.
Yeah, the
Oh,
group
this is
actually
edited.
should already be created because we need it to assign payment to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was going to be my question.
Yeah.
As far as the user is concerned, though, this is where they create the group.
Yeah.
Got
Okay,
it.
just to summarize with Alex, so we need to change the copy of the question, like if you want to sign up for you or a group.
Mm-hmm.
And also the registration page.
We need to change the initial state, like if it's just for you, then we skip the first step. Yeah, we initialize that with the data, and in the end, I think it's still fine to redirect to the current group setting page. I think it's fine for the first iteration, but we always need to create a group. That's the three things.
Yeah.
Are we saying that we'd go live without that group group page in the file?
I'm still working on that. So for this demo, it wasn't finished, but I hope to finish it by this week.
Okay, so when we release it to production,
I don't think the other merge requests from the issue are going to be merged by this week anyway. So I think it will be good to go at the end of next week.
Okay. Yeah, I was just gonna voice my strong preference for wanting that group page to go with it.
Right.
Let's go.
Yeah. So we should also, I think, update the registration page, because currently we updated it with first name, last name, but it still looks the way from our experiment. And
what do you mean?
Well, the sign up page with all the different fields that you changed with the first name, last name did. The registration page for the in this Envision app it looks different, so we need to update it. It only has three fields: username, email, password.
Yeah, but we need to have the first and last name on the first page.
Okay.
That's I know, like, we have full name on the second, but we unfortunately need it on the first page when we create the user.
Okay.
I mean, we could get around it, but like, is it worth this technical struggles that we could run into versus? I mean, we could get around it, but
no, it's okay. Just thought I'd mention it. It's different now. Yeah.
I'm trying to find. These engineering issues. Okay, so I just want to share this real quick. So this is the issue for when a user inputs their credit card and pays directly. So this is the issue for this page. So if you all look at the requirements section, I tried to call this out from the Envision link, but like when a user has selected my company or team to the company question on the previous screen, updates your organization subscription title to organization, like all of the kind of differences are called out in this
list. I implemented all those requirements, so they should be good.
Got it. Okay. So, all right. Let's see. Yeah. So there's pre-fill subscription details when the user has selected just me in the company question.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Awesome. So yeah. I mean, I tried to add as much detail as I possibly could to the requirements section, just so there wasn't confusion.
I looked at those, so they should be fine. Just one question for the design-wise. Currently, if I select to buy for myself, I get a link to switch to the company state, but there's no link to toggle it back to personal state.
Yeah, in that case, they just have to go back to the previous page and re-answer the question if they could.
Yeah, but actually that page is skipped because it's already saved on. Oh, maybe it's not saved. I'll have to check. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'm not overly worried about that. If we hear from support or anybody, then we can add that toggle back in, but certainly not a requirement to launch this.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so we've got about 4 minutes left. I just wanted to say awesome job. It looks really great, and I'm excited to have this launched. A couple of things. This was the first demo that we've done as a group, and I think that we should continue doing more of these and more often. In this case, we're doing it just prior to launch, but I think we can definitely do this, even when we're a quarter of the way through, just to get that feedback in early. And then the second thing is let's also do the design walkthroughs early on so that we can cover all of the edge cases. Jensen, thanks for writing all of the edge cases out in the requirements. Sometimes it might be hard to understand the requirements through text. So let's, we've got this synchronous call. Let's hop on the call and just walk through so that everything's nice and clear. In terms of timeline for this, right now it looks like we've got most of the engineering work done and we are just waiting on reviews. Is that right?
Yeah, except for the group edit page, which I'm still working on. All the other merge requests are in maintainer review currently.
Great. Okay. And this is definitely like a bigger topic for the whole development org of how do we alleviate that bottleneck of reviews, but we'll keep pushing on the review side. What would you say would be a estimated go live date for this?
Yeah, I hope so. At the end of this week, we'll probably want manage, especially since the group edit page is not finished yet. I don't know about Nicholas. You have 2 open MRs for the first name, last name.
I have 3 open MRs now. I will get a 4th one. So yeah, they're all in maintainer review, but
yeah. Also the about GitLab.com.
Oh yeah, so 5. But this is an easy change. Like this could be probably even much robotic. So yeah.
Right.
So probably not on Monday, but it sounds like the following Monday is a pretty good. Like we could for sure hit that. It sounds like, as long as we get those through maintainer review.
Yep.
Awesome. So what date is that?
27th. I'm not sure.
Yeah, the 27th. Okay. All right, that sounds good.
We are rolling it out with 10%, if that's okay.
Yes. Yeah. So we have that rollout plan. So just so everybody knows, it's 10% for 1 week. Jerome, do you have that handy?
10, 25, 50, 100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it stays at 50 for 2 weeks, but everything else is 1 week.
Okay.
That's
so
awesome.
it'll go out. I think like by the middle of the quarter. So I'm super stoked. I know that this was a heavy lift. This is a lot of work to do. So this is awesome. Just a few things to tweak, and we're, I think, going to make a huge impact on the bottom line for SaaS in particular.
Yeah, great work, y'all. This is so exciting to see.
Awesome.
I would almost suggest that you guys go through the old sign-up flow just so you can see the difference, because like if I went through it like 2 days ago, this is such a huge difference. It's like it almost seems like it's exactly what you would expect, so it's not super impressive, but you go through the old sign-up flow and it's like, oh my gosh, this is so much different and so much better. It's incredible to see, and I just think there's going to be so many more people who make it through. When we have a 0.08% conversion rate, you can see that there's a problem getting through this flow. So anyways, super stoked.
Right.
All right. Let's leave it there then.
All right.
Thanks, everyone.
Have a nice day.
Thanks. Have a nice evening. Morning.